Skiddy deets. Welcome to
Skiddy-dee-dee-deets.
hashtagging on the lines. On the law.
Caller number one, what's your issue? The good old days.
Yeah. Those ones of can you please turn the radio off? Please, if you're calling in, can you turn the radio off?
That one killed me because they had to say it every time, but it was like, guys, nothing's changed. Radios and phones still do the same thing. Why am I? Oh, I'm in red. See, echoes, and you're like, you're an adult, bro. You should know better than this.
Yeah, my favorite ones are the ones who just don't explain. They just like cut you straight away, and then they're like, while you're off the line, they're like, please, guys, in the future, if you could just turn your radios off. Anyways, next caller, you're like, cold-blooded.
That is my favorite. The fed up DJ. Like next caller, and then the person, okay, that caller's not here, and it's like, it's like relax, dog, relax.
The other thing that used to kill me, I mean, I'm sure it still happens. I just don't listen to radio because it's not, never mind. I don't want to get into that, but it's not 1995. When they're like, cool, where are you calling us from? And they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm busy driving to work. It's like, dog, you just think on yourself. Like,
That doesn't sound like a hands-free kit. Something is going on over here. The person is whipping it while they're on their phone.
Yeah,
it is a mess. I'm like, it's weird. Morning radio, those Eusebius McKaysers of the world are tough because sometimes it feels like they don't screen the callers, and then it's just like a dumpster of opinions where you're like, whoa. You have completely missed the point over here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's surprising because, I mean, I think when I don't know, when you do radio interviews, they there's like a whole there's a producer on the line with me who's like, cool, we'll get you on in about 2 minutes. We're trying to talk about this and this before we blah blah blah. Like a whole briefing.
Yes.
But then it's when it's the most volatile people potentially coming on. They're like, yeah. I mean, you know that meme in like the UK that's like the soccer Martian, Marshall, who's just like such you people not caring.
Oh yeah, he's not really he's like, let me check for.
Let's just go. I just want to touch you. Move next. On to the next.
It does feel like they just allow people onto the show, but I think they do it for entertainment purposes. Because once in a while, you need chaos for other people to want to engage in the content.
Yeah. So what's happening in the news, brother? Or what's happening? In your
fun times, very fun times.
Yeah. It's been quite eventful.
I mean, to say the least. America, it is burning. Quite hectic, man. There was the murder of a gentleman by the name of George Floyd by police officer while a couple of others watched. There have been widespread protests in the States, and of course, even here locally, people have also condemned the killing of not just George Floyd, but like Collins, Khoza, and 11 others. It's been quite hectic. What do you think of all the protests and kind of what's been happening?
Sheesh. You can't answer a question with the question. But I think first and foremost, I think it's fire that it seems like Corona has been cured or not spreading.
That's what we're talking about the least right now. We're like,
No, dude, it's been hectic. I've been following it on Twitter, like blow by blow, bro. Like it's like a drama series. I'm like, because there was this one day where it's just like the things started getting quite hectic, and then there were like, anonymous group has come from 3 years sleep, and they set out that whole trailer, boy. They dropped a video. I was like, oh shit. It's about to go down. It's about to get some money shit up in here, bro. Yeah, dude. But I think overall it's been fine. I saw there was a protest yesterday in Cape Town. I didn't know about it.
In Cape Town?
Yeah, like outside Parliament. There weren't many people. I think I was not the only person who didn't know about it. But it was like just like a handful of people with signs, and I think people still have signs out there.
I did see a sign like on almost on a street pole, like a banner that had been draped across a couple of poles. I think when I saw that anonymous thing, every time I see that mask, I think of that horrible movie V for Vendetta. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I'm always just like, oh, they made a sequel, and then I watch the video. I was like, oh, okay, now I see what's happening. See what's happening over here.
Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, dude. And then they literally just like, one thing they did like straight away was they played NWA's "Fuck the Police" during like in the people's radio, in their like frequency, in their like radio, in the cops' like radio thing.
Oh wow, okay.
We were just like, that's fire, but also a little bit petty. Like let's I think let's deal with what is in front of us. Let's not do side projects.
Wow, this is happening.
Yeah, it's proper. Like, you know how like Jamie Oliver was like, cool. While that's in the oven, let me show you how to make a tart. Like, yo, bro, leave the tart alone, bro. We're worried about the thing in the oven.
It's one of the wildest things for me in the midst of all of this. The one person who needed to speak and be like, please, can we stop this? Does not give a fuck. And that is the President of the United States of America. Rock and roll, Tori.
Dude, he made it seem like it was like people were asking him, like knocking on his door asking him for money while he was watching. Like while he was just like, yeah, that irritation. The irritation of like it was census while you trying to bust a nut or something. He's like, fucking these guys. Dude.
He just seems like, I don't get, like, I've never understood this president from day one. I was just like, how sway? But these last few weeks have really been puzzling. I mean, we're not surprised. Why am I acting surprised?
Yeah,
it's a puzzling presidency.
I stand a consistent king. He didn't tell out. He didn't change halfway. He didn't tell you false promises. He's like, this is who I am. And then we put it on ourselves and we were like, no, but he's playing, man. Just because he's just trying to get
this president, come on, man.
Never. It's like every decision he makes now, he just be like, can we please read back the record? Get them all out of our country. And he's just there like,
I told you. I said what I said.
What did I?
No take backs. You heard that bigotry.
You heard it. I never change.
I've never changed. It's still J every day. I never changed. Oh, Blueprint One, boy. That's what Donald Trump is. Blueprint One president. He like, because I never fully understood why he was in the news every day. I thought like some days just leave him out. Then I was like, it's impossible. There is no way to just like, imagine you had a child and every day the child shat on your couch. Even if you were like, this is terrible, you couldn't just be like, ignore him. It's like, he shat on the couch again, bro. He's duking on look at it, he's duking on the couch again. Look there. Fuck.
This is, like I could ignore him, but I'm still sitting in the couch.
Yeah. I can smell it. God damn it.
Nah, dude. It's kind of consistent king, man. Also, like then the next day when he went to church, it was like such a weird power move. I was like, what's happening here? I was like, first of all, who goes to church next Tuesday? That's an extracurriculum church, boy. That's that one. That's that, like the youth things and the pastor extra courses. But no, you don't just
Tuesday church is like friendship. What are those rings people used to wear? Like, I'll wait until we're married. That's good church on a Tuesday. Oh, grow up, go have sex already. Sorry.
That's the one. Okay, I feel like the choir doesn't need any more practice, dog. It's like just you sing the same song, bro. So it just we'll meet on Sunday, right? There's no reason. I mean, obviously,
yeah. Promise rings. Thank you, Ari. Promise. What are you promising? Come, man. Just keep your word. Don't rock jewels now. Anyway, sorry, you were saying church on a Tuesday. Already untidy, but tell us more.
Already untidy, and then you're literally like there's literally like a god of art, like literally like a channel of fucking armed guards walking into the church. It's just like what is happening here? It felt like such a Donnie move. Like it's like how you would reveal a super evil villain in a movie. You know what I mean? It's like him walking down the stairs with like army right next. Like it's just like what is happening here?
If that video was silent and ended with him burning that Bible, you'd be like, yeah, that's from a movie. That's from the new Batman. Yeah, makes sense.
This is fire. I mean, even like I'm just imagining like like Obama right now, and because Obama watching all this thing happen now. It's like that thing that like popular video on the internet where they put a kid down and they put some sweets. So like and then they like walk away. They like put Obama down and they're like, okay, don't govern until we come back. Okay.
Don't lead.
No leadership until we come back.
We're gonna put the crisis here.
And he's just there like, oh, it's being really divided.
There's turmoil.
Yeah, and then like end of this year, and then by the election they'll come back. It's like, leadership, did you lead? No. Okay, there we go. Joe Biden, there we go.
You did good, kid. You did good, kid. But yeah, man, it's been so hectic. I think one of the weird ones was like how certain groups were hijacking protests. I found that really interesting. There were claims that groups like Antifa or whatever had hijacked the protests, and they were the ones kind of drawing graffiti. Or you'd see a video where like, where are those bricks from? Who has bricks just in the middle of our guys? No, man, guys, no, you're fooling us here.
I mean, first of all, what is Antifa, anti-fascist?
I think they're just like a right-wing group that's like also their goal is to create discord and just tear the shit up.
Ben. Yeah, man. No, I think it'll always happen, bro. When like there's a huge thing happen, they just people on the side like, oh, we need to jump on that. Yeah. Do you have some black clothes? Let's go out, son. Let's go, Ben. Dude.
Ben.
The thing I saw cops. I saw cops vandalizing their own shit and like breaking stores. And I was like, what is now happening now?
Yeah, some of the videos were really what?
What is who? Okay.
Which side are you on? Wait, man. Oh man, I mean,
Yeah, dude. Because for me, I was just like, it's when you're watching a series and then you're like, I shouldn't have gone and gotten that cup of tea. Let me rewind because I missed something. I've definitely missed. I've been this motherfucker. What?
it
Cops?
does. It does feel like when you go out and you're like, no, don't pause. It's fine. I'll just. And then you come back and you're like, wait a minute. Wasn't he?
Ooh.
Wait, man.
Okay.
Is he the father of the thing? No, he was always the. Okay, shit.
Okay. Right. And then the army. Where did they come in? No. Oh, word. Shit. This is probably the busiest armies have been around the world. Like,
you're right. I don't think like and they're also like, wait, who are we fighting?
Yeah,
what?
And it's like cool. Thank you. I mean, why the army is such an over because the armies are like, okay, we've trained you to be these lethal killing machines. Now go out there and go out there and be FIFA volunteers. What? That's not our skill set. So kill motherfuckers. Yeah. So that even is just like, what is happening?
I mean, when you kind of think of armies also, I don't think armies are ever in fair fights. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's ever been like, okay, you had a loading screen, pick your army, I pick mine, and then we meet. Then we meet at Wembley, and then it's like, go. It's always just like when they were sleeping, we bombed their whole neighborhood. Ha! Got those terrorists. And it's like, no, there are 40 children there. Yeah, but while they were sleeping, got him. Got him.
Someone's Jittery Cursor 88 saying, no, they are very left wing, a militant anti-fascist grouping.
Okay. Jittery, thank you. I'm going to Google this information just.
I don't know if you want to just give us more of a. I feel like that's a headline that's very nice. And yeah, I mean, like, who are they? What is the uniform? What is the manifesto? Or is it just burn shit?
Yes, we do appreciate the input though, but we're going to confirm all this information. I think what was also interesting this week was a lot of people on Facebook and Twitter and fighting their Facebook friends about Black Lives Matter. That was rock and roll this week.
Yeah, I did. For me, I don't even get, like, I just don't, like, if there's no base for the like okay, where do we start the argument?
Yeah.
Okay, all lives matter. Okay, let's meet somewhere where we both agree and then work from there.
Yes.
But if we can't even, yeah. I mean, there's been some great analogies out there. I mean, like, Michael Shea has that great bit where he's like, Black Lives Matter is a controversial statement. Like, how is that controversial? It's like, Black lives, all we're saying is Black lives matter. Just matter. Not saying better than, we're just saying matters. And then the line is like, what the fuck is lower than matters? That is a fair point. It's like,
I mean, the arguments have been weird. They've been very reductive. It's like, what about us? It's like, hey man, nobody said you ain't shit. We just said, please. We just say things are going horribly on this side. Can we make them less horrible? Yeah, but here I'm also. I was thinking like, it would be funny if you like, love my wife, and then someone was like, nigga, all wives matter. My wife. Whoa! I'm not saying your wife ain't shit. I'm just saying that God damn it, can't do anything in this house.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think the like, if you had to expand Black Lives Matter, like the sentence is, despite or contrary to the and actions, like systematically, and people's behavior, Black lives actually do matter. You know, so if you take a sentence like that, you can't interchange it with any other race because it won't ring true.
Sure.
Or, you know, so you can't be like, contrary to no white lives, but it's like, well, that's a redundant sentence because it's not contrary to things. So I don't know. I think people are not getting
like. Well, maybe that's the interesting idea, that that phrase is really shorthand for a greater thing, and I think people don't think of it that way. That it encompasses more than those three words.
Yeah, it's a nice catchy headline, but they like, yeah, it's yeah. I'm almost speechless with like the people who are so adamantly, and it's just like such a strong opposition. You know, like, okay, for 1 second, let's say all lives matter, which they do. Let's now go, which lives matters the least in these all lives at the current state, and let's maybe help work with that problem, you know, like troubleshooting.
Equalize it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe approach it that way. I don't know. It's such a...
And I think that's the aim, is just for some kind of equality, and it's tough. It's bizarre because, you know, yesterday there's this Durban comedian, white guy, who posted about people not getting...
I love this already. Carry on.
He posted about people not getting Black Lives Matter, and then another Durban comedian was like, bro, don't do this to yourself. You're going to spoil your day. This is a crazy fight. I don't think you want to be involved. So I was like, I know exactly how this is going to go down. White comedian, all his friends and followers. Then it's like, why did we tell you? You don't want this fight. You don't want this smoke, dog. You don't want this smoke.
But it's crazy. I mean, I was speaking to Ahmed Tilly. He's quite like a well-respected, quite a big guy in the advertising game. And I was just speaking to him about just like things and racial issues and whatever. But he had a video and he made a point, and it was like such a... I mean, it was... I've heard it before, but he put it in such a succinct way, where it's like, look, it's been 25 years. I think now it's time for people in power to kind of take ownership of trying to change this thing. You know, we've tried for 25 years to kind of go bottom up, and we can see it's not naturally happening, as some sort of like weird, I don't know, some weird ideologies out there think that it's, you know, but it's like someone needs to kind of take ownership, and the questions and answers need to come from within the people with like, you know, the power.
The power. Yeah, it has to be an internal inquiry. And also it's bizarre that people think progress is organic. Like, you know, like we just one day people go, you know what, we should we give people rights today? Are you in for rights? You've got enough. Okay. Let's take our spare rights and we'll go give those 8 people.
Spare rights.
Yeah. I don't know how people think fucking change happens. They always like, no, protest different, or it's like, bruh, No group has ever just been like, oh, I'm full, bro. Yeah, see, we ate so many rights, though. Yeah, I feel sick, bro.
Yeah.
Should we?
Should we maybe? Yeah. No, let's leave some rights outside. Maybe anyone walking by.
Don't go far. Just if you see a person walking just over the fence, just throw them.
Yeah.
Just chuck them some rights there, man.
Yeah, it's funny. I think it's also like weird how, like, I don't know, I think earlier on in our podcast we'd always talked about like the brutality of just like the cops and the army, and just kind of, you know, how nonchalantly we spoke about it, because it's like such an obvious, like, normal lived, you know, experience. Like,
yeah.
Like a joke about. I'm just like, I'm shocked that so many people are kind of unaware about that angst or that relationship between, you know, authority and people with melanin.
I mean, I posted on Facebook. I just said, hey, man, I've always had a weird relationship with the cops. And I don't think it's just from us. I think our parents who lived under an oppressive regime where, you know, the police was an instrument of the government that just did wild shit. You know, it's like, you know, people were detained without trial. There was all kinds of fucking untidy, ugly shit that happened back in the day. And so when people go there, they don't get the mistrust. I'm like, oh, because they weren't trying to fucking find your ass.
Yeah. I'll tell you the story about when I was outside my cribos, and I had
when the security people.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, retell it for the people that don't know, just so they have an idea of what's Craig Lakins.
Craig the legs. It was like, I think it was like after a gig, and probably went out. Yes, it was after we done a gig live, and then probably went to like Melville or something. Cool. And then I was in, and then Mo Mutebe, another comedian, was dropping me off and at my crib in and it's like quite a leafy neighborhood. It was like Craig Hall Park, and yeah, all I can say is pretty suburbia, pretty leafy. And yeah, he drops me off, but he, like, you know, we park outside of the car and just like chatting, you know, the last kind of like, all right, cool, whatever, peace, you know, let's take over the world. You know, let's listen to the end of Janet Jackson or whatever's playing. Gang, shout out Janet. And then a security van pulls up next to the car, and it's just like asking, like, you know, what we're doing and where we're going. And I think I was chatting to someone the other day, and like, I think this thing kind of like festers up, you know, because that was just the day where I was like, nah, not today. You know, usually I'd be like, yeah, whatever, you know, just kind of abide to kind of this weird, emancipating, weird kind of dehumanizing behavior, just to kind of, for convenience, and keep it moving. But every now and again, that day comes where you're like, yeah, not today. So I was just like, nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about us. We're just chilling in the car. It's just like, it's a public space. Like, no, where are you going? And I don't know I don't know where I swore, but it like wasn't at him, but it was just more like, what the fuck's going on? Or why the fuck would you, like, you know, there was just like, what? Ew. Once I swore, the guy freaked out. And I was like, it's not against the law to swear at you, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, the fact that you're using your, like, you know, your power for something that's like affected you personally is so weird. But yeah, it's not against the law. Calm the fuck down. Carry on chatting. And then they like come and like wanted to get us out the car. So I think we just wanted to get out the car for like a vantage point, because it's like a weird, so we out the car, and we're just about to like now I'm just about to go into the crib, you know, eventually, like, yeah, whatever, this is like weird, we've had our chat. Dude, like 3 other vans, just like, you know when like they pull up screeching, like, and you're just like, whoa. And I remember I was just like in a rage, but I was just like, You know, because I remember just as a kid, I don't know why. I think that's again goes to our goes to a relationship with authority. But I'd always known that security was actually, you know, they're all private citizens, and they
Sure.
could only arrest you on, you know, citizens arrest, and that has like so many like fucking prerequisites for it to be lawful. Otherwise, it's
Sure.
like unlawful detain. You know, like they have. So I was like out there like screaming like, I hope every single one of you have seen me commit a crime. I hope and pray that you're very, because this they literally like, and I'm like, I hope and pray that when you are ready to shoot, that you can back the shit up, because we are on camera right now, because obviously in a leafy neighborhood and there was a thing facing up. And if you guys, if there's anything happens, whoo, and I'm on, and this time I'm on my driveway, so I'm like, I'm on private property, and even if I was on the road, that's like
Public.
public vibes, and you're a private security company, you fucking dude. Eventually, a supervisor like came and like literally like calmed down the whole situation, and also momentarily he was like also there like trying to mediate. He was like caught in between this raging friend and like these like, you know, egotistic,
overly excessive security
yeah.
people.
And yeah, man. And then I was just like, it was great. I mean, it was great. It was fucking weird and excessive, but it was not like a life changing. It wasn't. I mean, for instance, I didn't even press charges.
Sure.
Or write a letter or whatever. It was just like this. You know, this is not such a unique. It's unique in the way that it escalated, but it's not a unique experience. I don't know. Yeah. So I like. I mean, thank you for listening to my TED talk. But
no, well, I mean, what I think that what you're highlighting is how we've kind of, it's almost been normalized, this excessiveness of police in dealing with what is very often not threatening situations. You know, where it's like, I remember being pulled over with Robbie Collins, and not like on a side road, like on Barry Herzog, on where Barry Herzog and Glen Eagles intersect. If you know Joburg, that's not a quiet, that's gang vehicles. And they were just like, we want to search this car. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? So it's what I've always found interesting is what police officers were willing to pursue and how they were doing it, and then like what they weren't. Because I've been a victim of crime, and I'm like, you've never found any of those people, but you want to fucking ask me about my boot? Oh, fuck off, man. I mean, if you're a policeman, we love you, but also, come on, man.
Come on, yeah, but come on, come on,
you know what's cracking, man. Get off front of me, man. You know
what's cracking. You know what's cracking.
You know what time it eats, man. You know it's.
You know what time it eats. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of that, I mean, this is not like I'm not doing like making a hard line between me and policemen.
Sure.
I trust me. I will call you if any shit goes wrong, my friend. This is you know, I will still be using your services. It's not this is not it. I mean, like we've got like we're staying in Greenpoint now. It's like it seems to be like part of their patrol, like patrol route. You know, I think when just cars are just idling, and when I see them, I'm like, oh, okay, they're patrolling the neighborhood, you know. But but there's also a part of me in my head going, I know that there are some dudes, you know, I know there are dudes who are going to be walking in my neighborhood who are going to get harassed by just this thing. Like it's just something that I know, and will happen. And it's probably, you know, so it's like a complicated
relationship with
them.
Yeah, it is weird as law-abiding citizens to then have those clashes with police officers and that excessive use of force. I think what we want, everyone locally and abroad, is a change in how we interact with law enforcement.
Yeah, man. You see that video of a guy who was an FBI. They caught the guy with the FBI agent, like they harassed the guy.
I saw he was in a red shirt and he was hanging out, and
he was just like, he was just saying his rights, and they're just like, he just escalated the thing. Ziggy's in a fucking handcuffs, and like, what did he go? It's like, okay, my
ID's in my back pocket.
He's like, come film this. Look how stupid it is to look. Look how stupid. And then what? He's an FBI agent. I was like, that is so fire, dude. Those are I'll tell you a thing. Those are one of my favorites, like YouTube channels. It's like, for me, it's like non-fiction, dude. I mean, it's like fiction. Like, those there's a category called like citizen owns cops, and it's just people in roadblocks, just literally all they're doing is standing up for their rights. Like, but it's such a big thing, and I watch it like, oh, come on, got him, get those rights.
Got him. Talk that talk, play.
Yeah, dude. So for me, it's my favorite when they like stop over like a lawyer. The one time they stopped the mayor, and then not a mayor, the attorney general, I think, of like the region or something.
Yeah,
it was rough, bro. Because I could, she was just like, give me your cards, and
it's like the district attorney. Yes.
And then that's when you can like, you should cue the narrator saying, at that moment they knew they had fucked up. Like,
I mean, I think what's interesting about those videos in particular is that for a lot of people who've been confused about this week, is that a lot of people don't have that luxury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I watch it like a fiction. I'm like, ooh.
Yes.
One day is one day.
Because we know how unlikely that is, because most people's experience is not, even I'm like, I've been in roadblocks where I want to be like, yo, this is some bullshit, dog. But I just know that, that I'm going to go to jail for I'm in the right. I know I'm in the right, but I'm just like, I'm on William Nicol. It's a Friday night. Just follow this bullshit, because I don't need this.
Because it's literally gonna be like, you're just being a holding cell for 12 hours, which is literally 12 hours more than I deserve to be or want to be. So
yes.
Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah, it's really a mess. I think there needs to be some kind of social reforms locally and abroad. Today's also the last day people can buy liquor. Have you stocked up? What's your vibe, bro?
The last day until next week.
Yeah.
I got some beers. So I got some beer. Actually, I got some beers yesterday. But I think I'm just keeping. I think I'm still gonna keep it in that same kind of level of just, not go excessive. I mean, it's been good for like a good 7 weeks, barring a birthday here and there.
But, sure.
It's been kind of a constant, like a beer here, a whiskey here. So I'm good, baby. I'm good. Did you stock up?
I wanted liquor, but I don't want to leave the house. So I was checking all the apps, and they're all offline. So this week, I'm just going to be drinking whatever nonsense is left. I'm drinking cinnamon flavored liqueur whiskey, because that's all that's left.
Come on. I use Zulzi, and they did it in the same day for me, which is
for real?
Yeah. It just like I had problems with my card. I don't know, like loading my card into their system. But I just EFT'd them, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this is like, I feel like I'm speaking to a person as opposed to the red tape of emailing a bot and nonsense. But all thing. Did you see those videos when the things opened up, dude?
Crazy.
How people lost color. It was too much.
Mental.
Yeah, but there's one where there's like literally a brass band accompanying a guy into a tops, and they're just like playing music. It's just like, what? Let me just see if I can find it, man. I would have shared it, but
I saw it. It was just like, this is too lit for what this is. It's such a mess. Such a mess.
Okay, I can't find it. It was just, and people were singing struggle songs. It was like,
that one was just like, no, guys, no, not like this. Not like we can't go out like this.
Yeah, man.
Salta.
Hey, Salta.
Oh,
No,
Salta.
but I mean, 2020 has done that too. It's done that to us, bro. 2020 has come with the most. I saw an article today that said a meteor the size of the Empire State Building is headed to Earth. I was like, of course it is.
Yes,
it's on brand for 2020 to have coming for us at this time. Why wouldn't a meteor come now?
It just feels like this meteor is late, Angel. It feels like it was supposed to fall last week. Is this not? If someone said someone declared nuclear war on whatever, it'd be like, we're in the region.
Dude, I don't know. I think you're forgetting at the beginning of this year that we almost had World War III because
yes.
And America. I think you're thinking that thing is longer. This was this year. It was 2020 when World War III almost broke out. So those things are there, bro. You're forgetting the greatest things have already hit us, boy.
I gave up 2020. I gave up. You've done it all.
You know, if chaos had to throw an end of your party, it'd be 2020.
Chaos, what's your theme for this year? 2020, bro. You remember that year? Everything went wrong. What do you mean? Corona, racism, World War III. Just those are the top three.
Top three, dudes, and some memorable greats. Kim Jong-un, fake death. The fires. We forget that Australia and California were literally on fire. Like fire. This year, that happened this year. It wasn't long ago. They had to import firefighters to Australia. It's mad, dude.
You know what's weird about 2020? If you tell people the events of it, they're like, man, that was a tough decade for you, wasn't it? You're like, no, bro, that was Jan to June. No, surely that couldn't have. Wait, Granddad, what do you mean? You mean you lived through a recession and a pandemic and racism and nuclear war? Is this from 87 till? No, bro. It was January to May.
Whenever anyone asks about 2020, it has to be prefixed with, "Are you sitting down? Are you sitting? Are you sitting down?" Okay. Where do I start? You know, when you talk about 2020 in the future, you literally have to hit that, and then.
Wait, that's. It's in World War III. I'm fine now. I'm getting corona, but Collins, it's like, holy shit, this story is hectic.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's mad. I mean, when did Prince die? Last year or this year?
Yeah, it's because then it would just be like, holy shit, guys, please. Just give us a break. I'm like, the second half of this year is going to be fire.
No, it's going to be mad, dude.
Imagine if 2020 tried to top itself. Jesus Christ.
You ain't seeing nothing yet. Let's finish strong.
Now that we did. Now that we've done housekeeping, let me give it a real shit. The earth is breaking in half. Woohoo!
Oh, nigga, water kills you. Pow! What?
Black Plague. Swerve. Let me bring the golden oldies back. What were we doing before? Oh, we're killing firstborns. It's just like holy shit. Holy shit, 2020. It's easy to slow down, man.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised if anything pops off, but I think this time, because I have like I'm on like New York Times like subscription, or at least like I have it on the app, and then it also sends me emails, like it sends breaking news. But now it's just mad. I literally miss emails now. I should actually just take it. It's just like breaking news. It's like brrr, and I have to literally like sift through to see if someone has messaged me or what.
What's more breaking? That's the world we're living in now. Which is the most breaking?
Yeah, give us broken news, then to cut through this breaking things.
Give highlights of the highlights. We've got you some highlights, yes, but synthesize those into more highlights. We want our news triple distilled, nigga. Put it back in the cask.
Put it in.
Put it back.
Yeah. And if it's not killing anyone this month, save it for another breaking.
Save it for this. The stories you sent me today are soft. You're telling me the economy is down. Please. I want the real deal. Look at these guys talking about economies. Unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, it's so mad. Like I tweeted about it or whatever, but it's just that it's like this. It's happening to everyone at the same time. So there's just like no one that you can vent to. There's no one you can be like, yo, my life is fucking mad, bro. Let me tell you some shit. Yeah, we in it too. Like, oh man, I need someone to vent to, doggy. Like, you know.
You have to deal with this shit by your damn self, bro.
Yeah. You know, if you're speaking to a psychologist and they're like, yeah, me too, nigga. No, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't want to hear you say me too. No problems.
That's so fire. Psychologists be like, I thought I was alone, bro. You're feeling abandoned, bro. Let me tell you what happened. I was. Now you're like, oh, wait. The session's only 40 minutes. Please, I can't listen to you.
Yeah. Or like,
yeah.
The sessions are like, you only pay for the time you spend. You know, like those clocks in chess. You're like, oh, I think that shit was crazy. Oh, well, let me tell you, nigga. Once you've done your hour, then it's like, okay, that's the session. It took longer than usual.
Same time next week, my friend. What's a mess? It's the weekend, in essence. Do you have any advice for people as it is quarter to Friday, going into the weekends?
No. I'm out of advice. Figure it out for yourself.
Man.
You're on your goddamn self. I think it's just the normal thing that I just always have to reiterate, that Kuritsi is still out there. Remember that. Remember that Kuritsi is still a thing. And
never forget.
Yeah,
that is still there.
It is still very much a thing. Like you I saw a thing in Cape Town. We've reached capacity in terms of beds in the public sector.
No. Oh no.
And the capacity had hit because it had hit 30 beds less. I mean, like the ceiling was 30 beds less than it should have been because they didn't have enough staff, like nurses and doctors.
Sure.
So I mean, 30 beds also doesn't seem like a lot of beds, a big buffering, like a big buffer to
Yes.
to this ceiling and the real ceiling. But yeah, it's a real deals. It is a real deals.
I feel you, bro. I'm going to echo your sentiment. You're on your own, dogs. We've been trying to help you, man. If you don't want to listen, that's on you. If your friend tells you jump off a bridge, are you gonna do it? Sick. Open your third eye, dogs.
Third eye, and also remember, wash your hands before you touch your third eye.
We're gonna leave it at that. That is the greatest philosophical advice I've ever heard. Oh, wash your hands before you open or touch your third eye. That's it for today, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Flat out.
Flat out. Bye.
Bye.